That was Troop Spread by Wings. So you might have heard us talk about Judge Donna Scott Davenport of Rutherford County, Tennessee, a judge who'd been in office 20 years or so. She had, I guess it had taken her 5 times to pass the law degree, and she became the bar exam, and she became a judge. She is notorious for having juveniles, I guess, in the state of Tennessee, the whole of Tennessee, are sentenced at about 5%. She was at 48%. This judge is notorious for making up crimes to send young black boys and girls to jail. It got so bad that the state legislature was drafting up a bill to have her removed. And of course, in light of that, Judge Davenport resigned. I believe somewhere in her statement, she talked about after prayer and deliberation. Some people have a burning bush and some people have the writing on the wall, and she was sure enough going to be removed from that office. I resent the fact that she gets to wreak havoc on families and then keep whatever pension or whatever she's earned during the course of destroying families. But I always am interested in the verbiage. After prayer and deliberation. Did you pray when you were ruining families? Did you pray when you were sending elementary school to kids? Did you pray when you were making laws up? Did you pray when you sat on that bench and basically wreaked havoc on families? Did you pray when you were making laws up out of your own volition? You decided what should be law and you did it. Did you pray when elementary school children, not even teenagers, were sent to jail because of you? Did you pray then? Because if you did, then either you didn't listen or you were praying to the wrong God. How dare you sit and evoke the name of God, which is about mercy and compassion and diligence, of which you exhibited none of them. And now you're cowardly, skulking off because you know that discipline is coming. How dare you do what you did and sit there and you're proud of yourself? She said she was proud of herself. That is why when we were talking yesterday about people talking about you should forget, we should move on from slavery. How can, when we have people who embody what it was all about, who just on a whim get to decide that they can destroy people's lives, that they can do whatever they want? And how dare a system support a woman like that look the other way when children are being sent away? Their lives are ruined. Everybody knows how difficult it is to get out of the system once you in it, and she more than did her part. She was willingly. What God were you serving when you were chucking kids away in a system you knew didn't mean them any good? What God were you kneeling to when you made things up, when you lied and did what you wanted to? The next time that you evoke a God when you talk about ruining lives, I don't know whether you should look up or down. But the bottom line is the same compassion and diligence that you said you used to deliberate when you were deciding the course of your future, you should have done at least 1/10 of that when you were deciding these children's future. You didn't pray to God. You prayed to you. God is compassionate. You weren't. God is omnipotent. You weren't. God is merciful. You weren't. When you talk about moving on from slavery, how can we move on from somewhere when our judicial system is rife with men and women like that who just on a whim get to decide that they're going to summarily destroy someone's life, and then they pray about it? They pray. They, after much prayer and consideration, like the judge in Louisiana who said, the N-word so many times, she had to resign. And she said she was under sedation. And she prayed too. I guarantee you the children and the parents of those children prayed. I guarantee you those children prayed. I guarantee you their prayers probably weren't heard. Because someone like you decided they were going to play God instead of ask him for deliberation. That's a little note from the GED section. We got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show.